being here. You guys can be in the comfort of your homes, your office, watching and commenting, asking questions, and people can respond. And it's just a very fluid way to communicate and to have a discussion such as this.
You want to add to that, or should I move on? Okay, next question. So I want to know, does sustainability sorts of labeling impact your purchasing decisions? And if so, how? Can you give me an example of how it might have, what are you shopping for? We saw it in some of the presentations yesterday. Kate's at the end showed she had photographed some product labels that in her Home Depot and her Target, that sort of thing. You may or may not have seen the Biobased symbol before this conference, but what are you looking for? Give me a day in the life. Max, why don't you start out? I'll give you
I kind of have a love-hate relationship with sustainability indicators on products. I feel as though sustainability is sort of everything. Sustainability shouldn't just be, would you like guacamole with that? Would you like sustainability with that? So having a symbol on something, it's easy for people to recognize that it is a sustainable product, but at the same time, it can sometimes create the illusion of this is a more expensive product, this is an additional add-on, whereas sustainability is something that should be considered in all decisions that we make, because we impact sustainability in everything that we do, and sustainability impacts us and everything that other people put out to the world. So I think for consumers who are environmentally conscious, who are looking for more sustainable options, this symbol is really effective in getting their attention. However, I think in the long term, hopefully one day there's not the need for sustainable indicators anymore, because when people are developing products in general, they'll just take into account sustainability period.
Just to add on that from the food realm of things, when I go to local markets or whatnot, a lot of the discussions I have with people are, that in the food realm, the labels now have been so skewed. Natural can go on something and it may not be natural. So I think for me, it's actually knowing either where directly who made that product or where it came from, knowing the source and actually assigning a meaning to that label, because unfortunately with sustainability being a buzzword for very good reasons, I think it's lost a lot of its meaning to consumers at the end.
I mean, those are really good answers. But when I see a label that says sustainability, I'll compare it to the price of the non-sustainable product. And if it's only 50 cents more, I'll buy it just to be a little bit more sustainable. And I think a lot of people in our generation are feeling the same way, even if there are some problems with the labeling. But I think we're gravitating more towards those products. And I think that eventually there will be a shift to where everything is thought of as that way.
Yeah, going off everything they said, in the media now, our generation is becoming ego-friendly. It's in the back of everybody's mind as they go to the supermarket. And like you said, if you see two products that are the same thing, one has that nice label, one doesn't, and it's relatively the same price range, I'm gonna buy it. It's gonna be, but like she said, you can get lost in the buzzwords, the natural, all that stuff. So it's really tough at times to discern what actually affects the product, and that's why having a standardized label system is definitely needed.
So my next question for y'all. You've not all been able to be here from the very beginning to this point, neither have I, but you've all been here for the majority of it. You've been here full time. You've all been here for close to full time. Can you give the audience a little feedback, one or two things that you heard or saw that left an impression on you? We'll start out.
Well, just coming from an economic business standpoint, making sure what was talked about, like the RFAs and stuff like that, making making sure that it's very transparent, very easy. We're an online generation, so you got to make sure the website, all the portals work, make sure everything's good, make it easy for the small farmers and the people producing these products, even the intermediary products like that was just mentioned. Make it easy, make it transparent, and so they can apply for these grants and all that stuff. And they can get the money, they can get the certification, and that goes all the way to the consumer. And the consumer can make better choices, and we all help the environment, and it's all good in the end. So I didn't enjoy that part.
What was pretty impressive to me, and I haven't been here as much as I would like to have been, but with just the dirt products, there's just so many things that are bio-based, and considering that I'd never heard this term before coming here, I just was astounded how many different products that could be bio-based, and I would like to see that list, like shown to some of maybe my students to see what their impressions are, because there's so many things that we don't even realize could be sustainable.
Well, similar to what Brittany just said, before coming to this conference, I didn't really know much about Biobased at all. When they asked, would you like to speak on a panel? I'm like, about what? But coming here, it was really interesting, especially the video yesterday with the infographics that illustrated how soybeans can be used so efficiently and to address so many global issues. Was really interesting and eye-opening.
I would have to agree that learning the wealth of products that are already out there was the biggest takeaway for me. Coming from more of the agricultural food realm, it was exciting to see all the other things we can do with soybeans. I'm currently immersed in a research project with the poultry industry in Delmarva, so I know was on a one-track mind there for a minute. But it's very exciting to see, again, how this is kind of, I think, going to continue spurring more discussions with labeling and how we continue to move forward in that realm.
This is my last question, and then it's going to be kicked out to the audience. So, think for a second, how would you advise the bio-based industry to engage your generation? They know, we know, you told them, they saw the survey results, they are out there in the world, they know that lack of knowledge is a big problem. You're the up-and-coming consumers of the world. How are they best to engage you?
Just to reiterate something I said before, it's don't just tell us, show us. That video was just a great example. Walk us through it. We're very inquisitive, like I said. We want, if it's something that we care about, we're going to want to learn about it. So make the information accessible, make it transparent, and easy to use. We have a really short attention span, like I mentioned before. So keep it short, keep it sweet, and that will lead us to do our own research on the subject, and it will just go on from there.
And that's a really tough question. How do you get people engaged in anything? Definitely inform us, but also there has to be some sort of empowerment and engagement, something for us to do beyond learning. And I don't really know what that would be. Maybe hire more young people. Yeah, that's tough. How do you think about it?
Is there anything that could be happening on college campuses, for example?
Yeah, there could be maybe a club of some kind. I don't know if our grow garden and ag club, I don't know if they could get involved. But definitely, this is something that I want to bring up in my classes now. So that's another way to engage students.
I think that is this working? Okay. Well, there's a difference between if you want to reach us for and if you want to reach the average millennial, because I'm sure the four of us are here today because we've been invited through some sustainability initiative through GW. But if you want to reach the average millennial, you can't just appeal to them on the basis that it's sustainable, because to be honest, not a lot of them necessarily care that it's sustainable. You need to make it cool, you need to make it fun, you need to make it engaging and easy and cheap things that people care about when purchasing anything in their everyday lives. And then in regards to Kathleen's question about how to get university students to use it more, I planned a lot of events when I was the vice president of Green GW, the sustainability group in campus. And in Green GW, we planned a lot. Whenever we planned events, we would meet with an event planner to go through event planning checklist of like what materials are we using, how are we purchasing them, etc. So not only reaching out to students, but reaching out to people who communicate with students, such as universities and whatnot, so that universities can purchase the products so that students can then use them.
Yeah, just to add on to what the group has said, any other outlets of how you can attract the next generation, how you can get them engaged is good, and I think the universities that we all are at, respectively, are huge platforms for doing that. We, like Max said, coordinating specific events that you can get students out for a number of reasons, but then you can hit them with a ton of information and stuff like that. I think is good strategies.
Questions from the audience? I had a question earlier. I mean, I think that one of the goals of having these sort of meetings on Biobased is to get to that end point where it's easy for customers or consumers to know what they're purchasing when they're purchasing a Biobased product. And joining that up with sustainability, I don't know that those discussions about what is sustainability have occurred. So I'm curious as to what is your definition of sustainability? If I ask 10 people at my company, where we have someone working on sustainability, I'd have 10 different answers because it means something different to anyone you ask.
I guess I'll start. So through my program and recent studies, we've kind of, first off, I think everyone has a different definition of sustainability, as we said, but for that reason, it can be applied to all of our fields of work. For me, I think it's something that we call, or my cohort of students that we've engaged calls it the triple bottom line. So it's looking at your economic, your social, and your environmental, those three pieces of like a wheel, and how those are constantly interconnected and how they're very much a part of each other and react off each other. So, and again, just through those simple things, I think you can then apply that to anything, whether it's agriculture or economics or anything like that.
Well, first there's the Brundtland Commission report that